Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, Stacey and I say hello to Tyler Perry's The Oval, Season 2, Episode 1, and the ratchetness continues when it comes to this show as we look at the Franklin family and as they run the White House and therefore the world. At least eventually they'll get there. Stacey, where would you like to begin with this episode?
Miss Laura's fine acting. All that choking and huffing and screaming, and she never once says there's a dead girl in Jason's room.
Only Tyler Perry could bring such a performance to the screen. I thought she was about to die, actually. I thought little old white nurse was about to drop dead right there in the White House as she saw poor dead Jones' body there, which was terrible. I mean, Jason is a monster and he needs to be shot at some point as he stands up to the cops because he says, I ain't going back to jail. But you've never been to jail, but I ain't going back. And then, then they put him down. That's how that story needs to end. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah. I somehow I thought maybe Joan was still alive. Like maybe she was like, You remember when they brought the stretcher and Laura was on it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because she was having, when Sam found her. Like I really thought it was gonna be Joan on that thing. It's like, oh, she's not dead. It's like, no, I'm sorry, she dead as shit. And did they even pick up the body?
No, that's the point. No, she's still there. Nobody knows.
So they have no idea why this woman was going in cardiac arrest.
No.
And they still haven't found Lauren. Damn. Instead, you got Victoria running around in her drawers, trying to seduce Sam. Who is rock hard after Victoria tried to seduce him because Priscilla has been too busy to perform her wifely duties, I guess, but yet finds him at the door in the White House on duty, and she turns around to see that his member is ready to go to work. This rock hard, and though she sees it obviously through his pants, in true Tyler Perry fashion, Priscilla must ask the question to do what? Pull it out.
Let me see.
I was like, Tyler Perry.
Get on her knees with a microscope. And like...
When she says, let me smell it, I thought this was gonna be Baby Boy. I thought this, and I keep on giving action Tyler Perry made up this shit. It was John Singleton. John Singleton did this bullshit. And now Tyler Perry was like, I'm running with it. And I remember Ruthless. That's what it is. I remember Ruthless in my head when Daikon was like, let me smell your dick. And I was like, is this what's going to happen? But then I remember this is BET. This is not BET Plus. Only on the Plus would you have seen Sam Penis. But Tyler Perry wanted to do it. He wanted to do it, but he couldn't do it because he's on regular TV. Sorry, Tyler Perry, you missed your opportunity, but you tried. And don't think I didn't see you try, but you tried. All right, so either way, so they're gonna need some marriage counseling, obviously. Priscilla and Sam, they got some shit going on because Victoria acting like Millie, really, as I see her, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she's like Millie Grant, just trying so hard to get someone to have sex with her, and not having a lot of success at it. Which I know she's an attractive woman. It can't be that hard to find somebody in the White House.
I think it's the power.
Men are intimidated. She comes on a bit strong too.
She's very aggressive.
Yeah. Like you can't. I mean, most men, a lot of men can be intimidated by that. You're like, I need it. Give it to me. They're like, hey, girl, you can kind of fuck down. Like, what? Let me come after you.
First lady, and you got security 24/7, and they can kill me just because you say so.
Nah, I'm good. This is too much for me. Right? I don't know.
Like to box your husband?
Right. I mean, straight up. Well, she has to. I mean, I think he starts it. I don't think he starts it. I think a lot of that is Victoria. I just feel like she's so mad about the situation. Both of them are angry. Let's say both of them are angry and violent and towards each other. I'm saying, but they do go to blows. I mean, she's not an abused wife in that sense. Like she's definitely like wop 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 wop. Maybe she learned that from her mama who apparently put her to some kind of torture camp to break her spirits. And now Gail and Jason, the rapist murderer, is supposed to be headed there. Jason tried to kill his grandmama on the plane. I was like, not since Tommy have I seen some crazy shit like this. I was like, what's up, Tommy, man? What we doing, man? We calm down, Jason. There's other ways to get that plane to land. He's like, look here.
You're so pretty. I had to kill her. It should have been you.
What does that even mean? Like, I mean, you just met your grandmother. So how in the world were you like, I killed Joan, but it should have been you? Like, what did your grandma do that caused you to kill Joan? That doesn't make any sense.
She made her mother. Oh, no, she didn't.
That's right. That's right. That was another woman, which I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm still trying to figure out, like, why would Victoria even be in the family? What man brings home fences? Fences. With Denzel Washington and Viola Davis, remember he brought home his other daughter. And you watch it? Oh, it was a great movie. It was a great movie. But anyway, he cheated.
Something about the crying and the snot. I was just like,
that's Viola Davis. That's whatever she does. She just can't be happy. Like, she's like the Mary J. Blige of acting. Like, she gotta be sad all the time. Like, shit. Like, just be happy. Like, just do something happy. Anyway, my point is, in that situation, Denzel cheated on his wife, got a woman pregnant. The woman dies in childbirth. So he, in the 50s or whatever, he brings the baby home and gives it to Viola Davis as his wife and be like, hey, could you help me raise this kid I made with somebody else? I was like, no.
That was uncommon.
I
think a lot of grandmas did.
But that's what happened. I'm like, I just want to make sure that's what they're telling us happened with Victoria and her family. It just don't seem to make a lot of sense.
I still don't.
We need to get more into that. So let's talk about what Grandma knows and what she doesn't know. So in first season, she knew every damn thing was going up in the house. She knew about Denise, the mistress. She probably was the one that got her killed. She knew everything going on in the house, but she didn't know that Joan was dead in Jason's room. So that kind of leads me to believe that she does have a mole in the place that did not give her the update. So it'd be interesting to see how
they don't know yet. Lord.
Huh?
Only Lord knows that Joan is dead.
All right. And Jason, because he's crazy. I did see a preview. At some point, he does try to open the door on the plane. Like, that's coming.
Yeah, I did.
Right? So, like, he ain't gonna kill his grandma. Huh?
Wouldn't that kill everybody?
Yes, but Jason is not, the most sane. They all should get sucked out of the plane. If they even go there, they all should be dead immediately. So I don't anyway. But Jason's obviously crazy. I mean, so we just gotta see how that goes. And Gail sitting up there telling his grandma that that Jason's in there beating off. I'm like, why would you say that? I mean, and it's almost seemed like Jason's tried to get with his sister, right? I mean, there's a vibe. Like first season 1, she kind of like she's really concerned that Jason might actually try to rape her or something. Like, I got a feeling that like it's on the table. That Jason got some issues.
It wouldn't surprise me.
All right. But anyway, let's talk about another couple having problems. So that would be the other. So we got Barry. So Barry and Sharon are back together again. Sharon believes that she's pregnant. At least her former boyfriend, now boss.
Really thinks Sharon's pregnant. What's his name?
I don't fuck. The guy who runs the farm.
Oh, yeah.
Kareem. I'm sorry. Kareem runs the CVS in the neighborhood, I guess. And then Sharon is his ex-girlfriend, current employee, who's having a silly, stupid relationship with Barry, a very self-centered, abusive, violent man who snatches his baby mama Ruth off the street. If you watch this show and Ruthless, you got to realize that Ruth is having separate lives. Like, these are separate. They're in different, like, dimensions. This is some like MCU multiverse shit because Ruth in this show, the highest and the crew of the the what they called the Rakadushi. The Rakadushi is in DC. They're DC based in the Oval. In Ruthless, they're in some kind of like camp, commune thing in the woods, still near DC. But right now, at this very moment, that Ruth is sucking off the highest. This Ruth in this show has now been kidnapped by Barry and taken to the cops. Can you be kidnapped but still be taken to the cops?
Yes.
I was a little confused on that. I think Barry, who's somehow getting loud and in the police station, I'm like, do you fully appreciate you were just there twice? You were just arrested twice.
Just there and yelling that he actually killed the woman that he just kidnapped.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
How does the man needs to be put in jail? So anyway, he got arrested because he's yelling at this woman in front of the cop who's trying to get a statement from Ruth, who's like, this man kidnapped me. He kidnapped me. He's like, no, I did it. Did you take her off the street? Yes. Against her will? Yes.
Kidnapping.
That's called kidnapping. Now, yes, she took your child, and this is a child protective issue. I'm not saying he'd have her.
Why hasn't she been questioned about the whereabouts of the child?
Because Barry's the only one even looking into this, and he's screaming and yelling right there in front of the cops. So the cop is like, hold up, how about you stop yelling, man, and let me talk to this woman, and maybe we'll get to the point of where is your child either way. But he's like, I told you kidnapped my child. I'm like, you are a threat to her in front of the cop. Like, you need to be put somewhere. Like, again, you're going back to the cell they just took you out of.
Well, he allegedly had custody, so.
I don't know how. I mean, she's crazy in the commune, but he is unemployed and violent. Okay.
Maybe the grandparents have custody. Maybe.
I don't know about that because Nancy don't even know who's she making babies with. So we got Nancy and Richard who trying to work it out because Nancy's like, I'm gonna love you no matter what, Richard.
Richard ain't working shit out. Richard like, I cut you off. Took all the money out of the account so the funeral check can balance. That's cold-blooded.
That's real shit. Like, it's petty, but it's real. How is it this whole time she's made no effort to get a job? She has no independent money whatsoever.
She is the standard old school housewife who her husband took care of her forever.
And the old school housewife who was fucking somebody else while her husband was at war.
I still don't understand what that is. Like,
you know what that reminded me of? Sylvie's Love.
It did.
It did hit me until this. I was like,
Sylvie was honest and said, "Hey, I'm pregnant by somebody else." I still don't understand how you can have a whole child and your husband don't know. Like, were they married when he was at the war? Because typically military, they're on the same insurance. And if you go to the doctor, it's going to show up that
you're good.
Had a baby.
Like, it's an official record. You know what I'm saying? You're absolutely right. Now, if she went in an assumed name, like she didn't go as Nancy, like she went as somebody else, then in theory, she could have been some random girl who showed up to a hospital and had a baby.
But then she gave the baby to the sister.
Crackhead sister.
Was there an adoption process? Was it here, just take the baby and claim it as your own? Like, I don't understand that.
That takes time. That takes paperwork. That takes money.
Paperwork, yes, absolutely.
And Richard could not have been gone in the war for multiple years. I mean, a deployment is at most a year, at most. So this dude was gone for multiple years with no family at home whatsoever, taking care of Nancy. That he never heard that his woman had another man, had a baby, and then gave that baby to her local sister. It's not like she's in some other state. I mean, they all live in the same DC area. And he didn't go, wow. He didn't come back home going, wow, your sister had a baby? Like, when was she pregnant? Like, weren't we writing letters or something? I mean, so was it some kind of communication?
Which marks on your stomach come from? You don't look that much bigger. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why your boobs look like what?
There's changes. There's physical changes when you have a baby. There's no way he just came home. It's like her body was exactly the way it was when it left. There's no way.
Yeah, the snapback.
Dude, I'm like, that shit got to be tight. I mean, like, that makes no sense. That makes no sense, Tyler Perry. We need to put some logic in this thing somewhere. But anyway, yeah. Clearly, no, Nancy should not have been in charge of any child. She couldn't keep track of her own son, who ended up being a drug dealer, and she couldn't keep track of her grandbaby because she let the grandbaby get kidnapped by the baby mama. Richard is perfectly in his rights to leave Nancy. She is a horrible mother, wife, and grandmother. I mean, I'm sorry, but she is. And the love of the Lord ain't fixing all that. Like, she's like, I'm gonna stay by you just like the Lord told me to. I was like, nah, the Lord probably told you need to move on and try something else because this ain't for you. Sometimes God says, you know what?
What said thou shalt not have another man's child?
That's in the Bible.
Husbands at war.
Yeah, that's in the Bible somewhere. I'm pretty sure. We need to look in the fine print of like what the Bible says, because no. And then poor Sharon trying to take marriage advice from this woman. I was like, nah, let's not do that. But Sharon's like she's about to quit, and she's the only one working. But she's like, no, I'm not gonna quit. I just need you to hire somebody else, Kareem, so you ain't always in my face. How about I fire you and you don't have to work? How did the CVS get fixed so fast?
They got that good insurance.
I was like, what? First, he couldn't even get the insurance paid. Remember, he was like, oh, they're not going to pay. We're fucked. Now, all of a sudden, how is Richard walking around even fighting with Nancy when he got a hole in his chest? Like, you got shot.
How much time has elapsed? Because when Kareem confronted Sharon about the pregnancy, she was making it seem like, oh, it would be Barry's because me and you.
Not enough time has passed.
Soon for me to be pregnant by you? Like that.
So now they did have sex on the counter, last season, right? Mm-hmm. But also, again, there were a couple before that. So maybe she's just saying like that she broke up with Kareem less than 9 months ago, I guess. And then she got with Barry more than 9 months. Let's not try to give Tyler Perry some kind of logic in this shit. Let's just say she's just trying to throw up in Kareem's face that this ain't gonna be your child. It's like, I wouldn't want it to be my child because you got some shit going on.
Because he was raw dogging you on the counter a couple weeks ago,
But somehow she's so pregnant that she's already having morning sickness and she's peeing all the time. I'm like, there's no way you just started these symptoms. Like you sit down a lot. Well, who does this? How is that even a symptom? You sit down, maybe her back hurt. Maybe she tired.
I've seen it before. All the other women that come in here all the time and I guess they pee a lot.
And they sit a lot. And they go to aisle 4 to get the pregnancy test, and then they pee right there in aisle 4, and then they got to leave. What does that even mean? You're not a doctor, sir. Like, you're not making any kind of medical sense in this diagnosis. Tyler Perry should use the classic, I feel sick, right? I'm about, just like Candy Kane. She's pregnant. Candace is pregnant on the have and have nots, and they're using the classic sign of, I don't want to drink alcohol. I'm all of a sudden allergic to this. I'm having morning sickness. These are the signs, Tyler Perry. These are the tools that writers use to say someone is pregnant. Okay, so it is not making a lot of sense right now. Medical things that don't make sense. Let's talk about Max. So Max survived Kyle shooting him in the chest. And how do we know that? Because Diane, the former press secretary, uses her White House credentials to go to the hospital. And the doctor's like, are you family? She's like, no, I'm not family. And he's like, get the fuck out. And she's like, I'm from the White House. He's like, oh shit. Well, check it out. This is Mac's completely medical condition that I shouldn't be telling you at all. And that he's right down the hall. Would you like to go see him? He has no security whatsoever, even though he's just got shot and he's a government official.
Didn't Max have a wife or kid or something?
No, Max is gay. Oh, no, Max. I'm thinking about Kyle. No, they never got into that backstory. I don't remember that. He could have. I don't remember. I don't know Max that well. I know he's been with the Franklin family forever. I mean, as we saw when Victoria is confronting Hunter for him allowing Max to be shot and killed, that's going to turn into something. Victoria's going to get to Max and be like, let's hold up. Before we get to that, let's talk about Diane speaking to a man in a coma or some kind of unconscious Max. And she's like, Max, can you hear me? He doesn't even respond. And she continues to talk. Look here, I'm here to help you because they tried to kill you and only you and me can get out of here, Max. Max not talking. Max is...
But he can hear. They said the hearing is the last thing to go.
Like, if she was like...
You can still hear stuff.
Considering he got shot in with a, I thought the whole point of a bulletproof vest is that it could take bullets. That's why it's called a bulletproof vest.
Let's talk about he was wearing metal underneath the bulletproof vest, and it's the metal that entered his chest, not necessarily the
bullet. What? So he had armor under armor, and that almost killed him. So how? The whole point of a bulletproof vest is to take bullets. Like it, so he should have been double fine. Like he should. House divided. When the cop just popped up, he's like, and there was no like holes in his chest whatsoever, like in his shirt whatsoever. Even though he got shot by Thug Webster.
It would have felt better if he didn't have on the vest, but he had like a Bible in his pocket, and then the Bible stopped the bullet. Like,
oh shit! It was my iPhone, Boondocks. When Jen Rummy got shot and the iPhone saved him, the iPhone stopped the bullet. Oh shit.
Yes, but he got iPhone parts all up in his
yeah, the iPhone got stuck into his chest and now he's a walking phone. Oh. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't want, again, if Max is a Secret Service agent, if he got shot in the line of duty, Secret Service, Sam should be there as his boss on duty with several Secret Service agents protecting him. This is how Kyle tries to sneak in to finish the job. And then Sam catches Kyle, and that's how that should go. But he should not just be in there on his own with no medical stuff attached to him whatsoever. He looked like he just taking a nap. I'm like, he got shot in the chest to the doctor's thing. He had to do invasive surgery to get the metal out of his chest. He should be on all types of wires and shit right now.
So should Richard. He got shot in the chest. Yeah, he fine.
Yes. And that's right. Because when he was in the hospital like 3 episodes ago, in a hole in his chest with no protection whatsoever, he was like, yeah, my back still hurt, but I can walk to the x-ray machine. I'm like, you got shot in the chest. Like, why are you acting like you had back surgery? At best, he had like, I'm confused right now. Like, what medical expert are they using to help with this show? Max and Richard should have the arm sling still. Like, they need to have the arm sling. Then I know they got shot. Like, that makes sense. But right now, I'm confused. Like, it's just... Let's talk about Wendy Williams, a.k.a. Lily. So she's out there in the cabin with Bobby, the man who slept with her for money, that she shot, huh?
Wasn't that in The Bodyguard? It's some Bodyguard show where they went off to the cabin.
Yeah, the movie Bodyguard.
They did that in Scandal, didn't they?
No, it was the movie Bodyguard. It was Bodyguard.
But
when they tried to kill Whitney Houston, he took her to the cabin. It was her, him, and her family. And then someone tried to kill them at the cabin, actually. So, but anyway, she's out there at the cabin. Bobby keeping her protected because he's 10 steps ahead of the Secret Service, his own friend, actually, Kyle, slash one-time lover when he was drunk. I'm not going to forget that, Tyler Perry. I'm not going to forget that you're saying Bobby was taken advantage of by Kyle on a drunken night, and Kyle still brings that shit up because he likes that. He's consistent. Like, Kyle's consistent with his black loving. Like, he loves black penis. I mean, I respect that. You know, Tyler Perry probably does too. But let's not. I'm sorry. That was a low blow. I'm sorry. Anyway, Lily is from Compton, so she knows how to camp. I'm not sure how those two go together. I don't know. She's like, I know the hard streets because I'm black. I'm from a black city. I don't understand why we keep on doing this to ourselves. I don't understand. Somebody has to be from the projects. Somebody, like, it just, and by that means they're hard in every situation. Like, they can deal with anything. I don't understand that. Anyway, she did a great job playing Wendy Williams, as I'm understanding. I didn't watch it because, you know, I don't like Wendy Williams and I don't like Lifetime. But I heard she did a good job anyway. So I'm assuming why she's still on the show. I guess my point is I thought Lily would be like, I'm out. Kill me off this show because I'm about to come up in biopics. I don't know. Maybe that'd be your thing. I don't know. Anyway, do you think this is going to where you think Bobby and Lily have a future? Do you think Kyle's going to find them? What's going on?
Somebody's going to find them because she know too much.
It's going to be Kyle. Kyle's the go-to dude. I mean,
who did the president kill?
Denise, excuse me, Ruth's twin. Remember Denise had her head cut off by somebody in their bed in the Franklin bed, and they assumed that the president did it. But he just went to the bathroom, came outside, and the woman was headless instead of being ruthless. Boom, boom. I need.
She just heavy. She had a heavy flow, Mom. That's all it was.
Oh, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe he wrote that shit. That somehow they want us to be the Victoria's gonna be like, if anybody finds all this blood, that's just my period. Like, you are dead. Like, you are dead. You definitely. This ain't the first time that you had to get a blood transfusion, apparently, because you got some things going on. But yeah, that's the story. So Denise's dead body, which is why Max was almost killed, because they're trying to cover up Denise's murder, saying he was in a 3-way love triangle, which doesn't make any sense. I mean, Victoria was right. That's a very stupid story.
It had to have been Kyle.
Huh?
It had to have been Kyle.
Kyle what? Which one?
Who killed Denise?
No. Kyle was standing outside. No, Kyle was standing outside, like, huh?
Who else would it be? And why is he trying so hard to cover it up?
Well, he's trying to cover up because he wants to kiss up. He genuinely was like, I'm gonna give him a few more minutes because, you know, like he said, I'm gonna give him a few more minutes because the wife is not gonna be back for a while. It's gonna be either Jason. I'm feeling Jason, or it's some type of stretch. Because they said Jason was in there with the sword. They mentioned Jason. I want to go Jason or maybe Donald.
Donald?
Maybe it wasn't Kyle. Unless he has some kind of true split personality and he doesn't remember going there, killing this woman, cleaned the sword, put the sword back, and then stood outside and it was like,
exactly what I think happened.
Usually
or the president just blanked out and chopped the girl head off and don't remember.
Even with that, he was laying there in the throes of after sex and was like, hey girl, let me go clean up for round 2. And somehow by the time he washed his ass and came back, her head was cut off. I hope they actually solved this mystery, because that was awesome. Like, that was what I was like, this show is awesome. And you remember that when they shot off Tito's head, the probation officer in Ruthless, when
Lilo,
when they cut off his head,
mm-hmm.
It was the exact same silliness when it comes to special effects, like when both their heads got cut off. But Yuma's dead. She ain't coming back. Bye, Yuma. The only lesbian in a Tyler Perry production. Sorry, Yuma. You know, Tyler Perry don't believe in lesbians. Sorry. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe her wife will come to avenge her. Maybe we'll actually see her pop up. Nah, we won't. She won't even get a funeral. They'll keep that shit moving. We gotta talk about. We gotta see what happens with who's gonna figure out that Gene is ultimately dead. How's that gonna change anything? Ellie, the new Gene, the pretty maid that Jason killed.
I thought her name was Joan or something.
Gene.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's Gean.
Oh, Gene. Oh.
All right. I know I'm bad with names. I just want to make sure. Stacey has to help me out because I'm terrible with names. Ellie, the new press secretary. Hey, she's good at her job. Blow jobs. I was like, Tyler Perry, man, is this necessary? Does Hunter have to be this crude? Does it really have to be this crude? Oh man, it was just bad. She wasn't even in this episode. I was looking for her. I was like, where's Ellie at? I thought she'd be like Mr. President.
Mr. President wasn't in it either, was he?
Yeah, Hunter. Yeah, he's the one. He told Max and Donald. He said both of y'all are going down if I get caught for this bullshit. Yeah, he didn't leave the Oval. But
he is not presidenting at all.
Absolutely not. At least Fitz at times did some type of presidential shit, like when he wasn't fucking, Olivia. Like he was like presidenting, you know what I'm saying? Cyrus really did most of it, and that's why Cyrus wanted Fitz to be president, because he realized that Fitz was stupid and he could do everything behind his back. You know what I'm saying? But Fitz was like, hey, I want to try to change, healthcare, and I want to do education, and when he got that poor black man off when his son got killed, remember that? He gave him a pardon. That was beautiful. It's beautiful. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe they'll give Barry a pardon when he kills Ruth for trying to get his son back, his daughter back. He's like, I had to kill her, Daddy. She had my daughter. The president will help. No, man, because you were accused of raping his daughter. Like, that's not. That's what happens. So check it out. So Barry kills Ruth to get his daughter back, right? Then Richard goes to Sam and tells Sam to go to Hunter to say, hey, you need to pardon my son, or I'm going to tell everybody that your Gail accused my son of rape. And I know that somehow Richard's going to find out that Jason killed Joan.
Okay, so Sam has gotten him out of running his truck into a pharmacy and practically getting his father murdered.
And killing someone.
Yeah.
And killing someone.
Yes, he shot the magic bullet.
That killed Adam. Sorry, Eugene. Taxes didn't pay. Anyway,
like, he keeps getting off. Like, he needs to just sit down somewhere.
Sam's his dad. Yo, check it out.
Somebody that Richard knows.
Nancy has been fucking around on Richard for years. So not only was Picky her son that she didn't tell Richard about, Barry's not his kid either.
And that would have been my first thing. Like, if he think that Nancy is so low down and cheating, first thing he should have done is be like, oh, is Barry my kid too? Exactly. I'm like, hey, Barry, let's have a blood test. Dad? No, Richard. Dad? No, Richard. Let's work. Let's clear this shit up. Let's just clear this shit up real quick. That would be if Sam is not old enough. That's the problem. I don't think Sam is old enough to be his dad. But if the cop at the police station, he's a little bit too old. The one that tried to that was like investigating him. The one that Sam asked for help.
It just would have been awesome if somehow Sam was old enough and we find out that the reason Sam is working so hard to keep Barry out of jail is because that's his kid.
It has to be somebody that he knows.
Oh, Picky. You talking about Picky's dad?
Mm-hmm.
The late Picky, yeah. But she said it was a soldier that walked off. It's not.
You'd say his name. Be like, oh, it's Jesse Jones.
And be done with it. What's he gonna do? He just needs a name. And I don't know why women are the same way. They're like, I need to know who. No, you don't need to know. Is this gonna make you mad? What you gonna do about it?
If you fucked around on me and had a kid, I need to know who this person is.
Like, who put the seed in you, from a man or a woman perspective?
Either way.
Oh. You need no names and pictures?
Mm-hmm.
No. If I'm married though, let me see if I can work this out. All right, so not my wife, because that would be a whole different situation. But let's say a girlfriend. I can deal with that. Let's say a girlfriend comes to me and is like, somehow, hey David, I'm pregnant. It's your child, and then I find out later it's not my damn child. I'm like, I want my money back, and we good. Like we gotta go. Like,
but wouldn't you want to know if it's the dude that you play basketball with on the weekend, or if it's your homeboy?
I just would have assumed
your coworkers.
I wouldn't even want to know any of that shit.
Church. Like,
I would not know any of that shit. I would like if it was girlfriend, I wouldn't even care. I just cut situation, but like, I'm out, and I've talked to that kid.
This is his wife.
Yeah, it was my wife though. Shit. I wouldn't want to know. I just divorce her and keep it moving. Knowledge is not going to help anything. It's not going to fix shit.
But dude could be smiling in your face the whole time.
It doesn't matter. Like, we're done. Like, we're done. Like, either way, like, I just need to move on.
You're dealing with the dude that got pregnant and he's smiling in your face the entire time.
When he gets hit up for child support, then I'll know. When she's like, because if I ain't doing it, she's going to be like, hey, I got to get that child support. I'm going to be like, what happened, bro? I'm paying for child support for who? Your son. Motherfucker. And I just be stabbing. Like, oh, shit, I didn't want to do it. I had to do it. One, I would not leave my wife unattended for that long. Like, that's just not going to happen. Like, well, I would be like, I don't even know how she got pregnant, had a baby, and I didn't know it. Like, that's bullshit. No, this would be known.
That is peculiar.
That's a bullshit. Like, I'm like, there's no other word for that. Like, this and your wife, like, no. So that's too much. I would have been like, something about this don't feel right. So like, it's changed a little bit. Something says you had a baby. Like, this don't.
And then when you have a baby, like, the doctors know you had a baby. So when she went to have Barry, they'd be like, okay, so this is your second pregnancy, da 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 da. And he would have been like, what?
What? Or let's go down the theory again that she went to some random clinic, had a child, then went to the medical clinic, to your point, because they're in the military. And the doctor,
baby, and you go for a checkup, they can tell.
No, I'm saying, but like that's when she thinks that it's that she's safe because the baby was, done off the military base. But when she goes with the military base with Richard, he's like, "Oh, our first child," and the doctor's like, "Your first child."
Your uterus is this side.
It's been used.
Right. This is like territory.
Yeah. So with your second pregnancy, he's like, "What? I'm sorry, doctor. You must be guys confused with somebody else." No, I know what I said. Like, with your second pregnancy, what? And then he just starts choking her out right there from the OBGYN. It's like, shit, I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it. PTSD. It was the war. Like the poor guy who knew exactly what happened on October 10th. Because he would never forget it. The day I found out my wife had a baby with somebody else, I never forgot it, and I choked shit out of her, and then I can't stop. I'm sorry. We'll see what happens. Big mysteries that needs to be resolved. The Oval is good. I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. What Tyler Perry can bring to this, and we got Ruthless coming back next week on BET Plus. Yes. So we'll see the doppelganger of Ruth and her double life. Maybe both Ruths will meet each other.
I really don't understand that, but whatever.
That would be awesome. Tyler's like, I'm bringing the two worlds together. Both Ruths will meet each other. One's fucking around with Barry. The other one's fucking around with the highest and Diacon. And she's like, what? Ruth? It's two of you. Either way, this actress making all kinds of money. So good on you. She's riding this Tyler Perry gravy train. So is Gail / Lauren, who's also riding this show out, and Power Book 2. Good for you, Lauren. I would have left this show. If I got on some kind of actual credible show, I would have been like, I'm out. But she's like, hey, I'm a young actor. Huh? Yeah, it's more credible than this though. Yeah, I know, right? I know it's not much better, but it is better. But I see your point. Yeah, which one would you put on your resume? That's the question. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I was on Power Book 2. What about the Oval? I don't know who that woman is. We look familiar, but that wouldn't be. I was young and impressionable, and I needed a job. But you're 35. I know, but I'm still young and impressionable. I need a job. Because she's a grown ass woman. Is that the one who's like legit with like Tariq though? And they're trying to say there's pictures of them too, like they're always together, like in photos. So they're like, it's probably something there. Huh?
I don't follow Tariq, so I have no idea.
I don't know. The metrosexual look is too much for me. I'm like, you need to fix that shit. I feel uncomfortable. Anyway, all right, guys. That's it in that video. We'll see what happens next week with this show. And again, join us back for Ruthless. Ruthless is coming back. More Tyler Perry. At some point, he's going to wrap up the have and have nots. We will ride through that until the end because we are committed to you and the 7-10 people that watch us on a weekly basis for that show. We'll see what Veronica does, how that ends. We'll see what characters say fuck it and they move to DC. They leave Savannah and move to DC, and maybe they'll be in the Oval. That would be excellent. If a Veronica says fuck it, I'm leaving David, she actually kills David and just flies to DC so she can be.
Franklins get voted out of office, and then you got Charles moves in because he's the president elect. So
yes.
Go up there, him and
Candace. Mm-hmm. What? Oh, that would be good. Mm-hmm. Actually, they've already identified who Charles is replacing, but it would be good if somehow that Tyler Perry forgets about that and then just like tries to act like Charles is running against Hunter in the next election, in the in the next election. That would be interesting. All right, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you're still watching this video, we greatly appreciate it. I know we go through a lot of rabbit holes to get here, but either way, we got there. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Like on the video, comment on the video. For everyone that enjoys our content, please share the video, share the joy, help us bring new people to the pews. I feel like a preacher trying to get new members to the congregation. Bring a friend. Huh? What'd you say?
To the cult.
Of the Rakadushi. Of the Iron Panther. Do not refer to me as the highest. And there's no seeding going on in this team. Ain't none of that. Anyway, guys. Huh? What's up?
Your asses are safe here. Your asses are safe here.
Men's, you will be okay. Everybody's gonna be okay. It's a safe environment. Everybody's gonna be okay. Okay, and it ain't no seating going on, and no inauguration. Oh, what they call those ceremonies when
Coronation.
Huh? Coronations. Ain't gonna be no coronations. Ain't gonna be no gang stuff going on here. We do none of that. That's all Tyler Perry. We just watch it, and there's gonna be some wild shit when he dies. Like there's gonna be some stories coming out. You think Bill Cosby's bad? You think R. Kelly's bad? You wait. There will be some stories about Tyler Perry. I'm gonna put that on camera. So when it happens, you remember that I said it. Somebody signs some NDAs, and they're gonna be like, "This is what really happened." Bet this all the stuff in Tyler Perry's mind. There's a reason. Okay. Anyway, all right, guys. We see. Stacey's like, I don't know why I'm still on this channel. I'll see you guys next week.